reasons why organizations recruit workers, please don't forget to begin with the word "to." That's the qualifier there. So, one of the reasons as why different organizations and the enterprises recruit workers, first of all, they want to get the right people with the required skills. That's why the other time we looked at the process an entrepreneur has to go through when he is to recruit a worker, whereby we said that he or she has to first identify the vacant post. Then after identifying the vacant post, he will advertise. So out of advertising, so many people will apply. The skilled, the semi-skilled, and unskilled. So out of that, he or she will sort the right people who fit in his enterprise. So one of the reasons why they recruit workers is to get the required people with the special abilities who can fit in an enterprise. To minimize damages on machines and equipment by using technical, competent persons. At times you may employ someone who will just break your machines. Employ someone doesn't know how to use the computer, makes the mouse move the entire table. Such a competent worker. Someone who still can make the mouse move, just even come. So, you have to be careful when you are recruiting workers. Look for people who are competent enough so that your machines are not put at risk. I know some of you love to employ your sisters, your brothers, your cousins, your boyfriends. But again, you have to think of the skill. Is he competent enough? Leave alone this issue of technical know-who. They no longer follow the technical know-how. No? Who knows you? If you don't know anyone, then some people say you go and simmer the toy. So that's the challenge now. The reason that's why people employ people is because they're looking for people who are competent enough, who will not damage the machinery and the company or the enterprise, incur the costs, to minimize the costs in an enterprise. Yeah? Wastage. This one also is in relation with this one. If people are competent and efficient, they do work in a short period of time. Even they don't waste a lot of resources, people with experience, they find all the ways to minimize and use those resources that have been given to them. And that one will improve efficiency and effectiveness in an organization. To replace workers who are retiring, dismissed, and those who die. Yeah, at times, funny. There are those who are fired. There are those who die. Yeah? There are those who grow already and they get out of the enterprise. If someone has reached success at 70 years, replace that person. Positive. I think you should not be in a position to use on. Those who retire, they have to be replaced. At times, by the way, there are some companies which are big enough. For them, they recruit some workers, they be training them for future use. In case they run short of workers, they just get those workers who have been there in the company, who are used to the system. But to the small businesses, they cannot afford that. It's for these businesses that have grown big. To increase the productivity and output in an enterprise, true. When you employ people who are more skilled and experienced, the productivity increases, the output increases. If you have been having one teacher and now there are 3 teachers in one subject, I don't think they can do the same thing. We expect more breaks than when there was one teacher, because they share the load, they divide the labor, and it can be accomplished in a small period of time. To cater for advancement in skills required to perform certain tasks, some workers may be recruited due to more development in an enterprise. For example, if there was no technology in your business, but now you have brought in computers, just like you have seen. You have to recruit workers and prepare them for this change you have brought in, if at all it is in form of technology. Technology, it's more of a skill. It needs some kind of training. So at times you have to put in some workers whom you train, so that in case of anything happens, they can take over. To be groomed by the business, yeah. Actually, even when you are qualified in a certain profession, when you have never been in the field, you cannot just work effectively and efficiently. For example, you may go and study accounts, but can you rightly come from the university and enter into the bank and you become effective? Actually, some of them, they are given what you call on-job training. They are being groomed by the seniors. So some big enterprises, what they do, they first groom some people. They employ them. Actually, some of them, they call it, some people are employed on probation. You are there for 2 to 3 years on probation. If you cope up with the system, they go on with you. If you don't, then... But they do all that so that they can groom you. I think these are good. Those who give you a chance to be groomed. I hate these people who advertise and they say, want people of 5 to 10 experience. But I always might ask myself, is there any school that teaches experience? These are our kids that have just come from the university, but you want them to be with the 10, 5 year experience.
And you want to give them money to the bank when they don't have experience.
But they can't advertise to be a bank manager. They can't.
They advertise.
They don't have to
Advertise.
They can't a course of training.
Advertisement is by law. If you are recruiting workers, you have to advertise.
But they do it for formality when they know
But
that.
the law doesn't talk about experience.
Okay? Yeah. The law does
So
not
if
talk
someone
about
is not like they don't have to train, because it costs. You hire a company to train you.
Okay. To fill the gaps posted as a result of restructuring within an enterprise. Yeah. Restructuring. You have brought in a new system. You have transformed your system. So what you do, you have to bring in people who are more qualified, who have more experience than the ones who were there before. Then the company will move on very well. Increase manpower required for efficient. Yeah. We recruit workers in an enterprise so that we can add on the manpower for things to move on very well. What was our next question?